Hey guys, and welcome back to Comic World Order. This is review number two, looking at the amazing Spider-Man for the Marvel Universe action series. Now I'm not going to go into full detail about Spider-Man because everyone knows about Spider-Man from his origins to what he's doing and in other media. So I'm just pretty much just going to stick to this character or just this action figure at the moment. But there's one thing which I will say is that the costume he's wearing is his standard red and blue, the famous red and blue, which he's been wearing since the 60s, where he made his first appearance in Amazing Fantasies issue number 15, where you get to see the origins of Peter Parker becoming Spider-Man and also the death of his Uncle Ben. Right, so let's get straight on to the review of this figure. When I saw this one come out, like with Iron Man, I thought I've got to get this because I want to start building up this collection, and I automatically fell in love because I love Spider Man ever since I was young. You know, watching the cartoons, even watching the movies. I even had like a few action figures as well, Spider Man. And to be honest, though, he's one character you always want in your collection. Positives about this character is I like the sculpture of him. The way how they show off his muscles, the costume as well. A nice blend of blue and red. Very good. And also, I do like the webbing hand as well. Getting ready to do the webbing like that. Um, Also, if you look at the back, great detail on his red spider symbol as well. Because most of the time, when you actually do get an action figure from from different toy companies, they don't always like to do full detail of the back or even around the legs area. They just focus on maybe around the head and the body. Also, but if you actually look closely, I love the detail which they went into doing the webbing on the actual costume. Most of the time, it's just painted on, but with this one, they actually sculpted it in very nicely, and even on the mask as well. Now, for the con, um, I've only got two cons with this Spider-Man, and the fact is, his arms and his head is actually quite small. And if you actually compare him to the other characters, he is actually much shorter than the others. Now, I don't know whether they would. I don't know whether if Hasbro was trying to go for the trying to be accurate with the size, or maybe they just got it wrong. Um, but when you see the later Spider Mans, his arms and hands are actually much bigger. I mean, if you look at this one, I mean, look how small that hand is. It's very small. I mean, if you compare it to the other characters, I mean, but their hands are much more bigger. But then again, that could just be me. I mean, who might actually have a problem with this? And another problem I actually have with this figure is I don't know if this is like for all of them or maybe just my one. But if you look at the, oh sorry, bad focus on the mask. You actually look at the mask, um, it's actually a bit darker. It kind of looks like as if some of the black ink sort of just merged with the red. Because if you actually look at the packaging um, online, his costume is actually much more brighter red. I've actually got I think this is a bit of a more darker red. Now with this Spider-Man, I know you can get two variations. You can get the red and blue, and you can also get a different red and blue, but the blue is actually much more darker. And later on in the series, in Wave 4, I think it is, you can get a red and black suit Spider-Man. That one I don't have because I thought, well, I've got the red and blue. Why do I need a red and black? But part of me kind of wish I actually got him now. When it comes to accessories, the only accessory he gets, which is typical of a Spider-Man action figure, is that he gets his webbing. Hold up, let's see if I can just. And the good thing about this webbing is that it just locks into place right there, and now he's ready for action, ready to web swing across New York, taking on various villains. Right now, for a rating, I'll probably give this one 7 out of 10. Uh, now now this is just my opinion, okay? The sculpt is good, the coloring is good, the action figure is good. But the only concerns I have with it's just his size with the hands and the face, his head. I thought it would have been bit better if it was a bit more bigger. And also, I'm gonna knock it down a little bit because of the I think because of the one I bought, the black ink on this one, where it sort of blends through the mask and a little bit just on the chest, so it actually makes him look a bit darker, and even on the hands as well. And you can see very clearly the ink has actually gone over some of his fingers. So that's a bit of a letdown, really. And also, you look around his arm. Um, some ink has actually come off. Let's see right there. So yeah, so that was a bit of a letdown. But don't get me wrong. If you got a Spider-Man in your collection, then you know you're doing something right. And I love Spidey. He's one of my favorite characters. Uh, so uh, So that's all I have for this review. My next review will be for the Silver Surfer, which is coming up soon. So have a good day and take care. Oh, and also, with great power comes great responsibility.